Okay, Shalom, Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Bakahakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. They just want to take the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jachanan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on the old school food coupons, right? Or what they call food stamps. But I remember these were the ones when I was growing up. And basically it was just like cash. As you can see, you got your $1 bill right there, right? And I think they used to come in like $65 books. I'm not sure how they incremented it, but I think that's what they were, like $65 in one book. And you know, Jake would have like depends on how many children you had, man, you know. And this was Eve too. Mainly this was for the so-called black, Hispanic, Native American women, you know, white women as well, just women in general. But you know, a lot of this went towards the Israelite women. So you had your $1 bill that you can see at the top here. You had your $5 bill right here, right? You had your 10. I think this is your well, here's all of them right here, I think, here. And they came in booklets. So you had a $50 booklet, you had a $10 booklet, Salakia. But anyway, you get the point, you know? So, and I wanted to bring this out because the same way that it went from this to basically a card, it's going to go from a card basically to a chip. You know, that C-hip, man, that microchip, that implant. See, and there were certain stipulations that it took for you to get this. You wasn't just going down there like, oh yeah, let me sign up for some food stamps. It was certain criteria that you had to meet to actually get them. You had to, you know, it had to have a certain situation going on, certain age range, certain children, a certain income, and all this other stuff. But the thing of it is our people became so dependent upon this transaction of money that, you know, it's carried on into today by the card, which is the same old thing. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm doing this lesson is because somebody texted me. I guess they texted me by mistake and asked me, was I the person that bought food stamps from the last time? And I'm looking at the text, like, who the fuck is, you know, so I just kind of ignored it, but it dawned on me. And, you know, by the Spirit, you know, I was like, you know what, but let me just do a lesson on this. Because, you know, like I said, they got rid of this system right here because it was being abused, right? It was being abused, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, of course, they try to front like, you know, they wanted to get rid of paper waste and all this other stuff. Because if you notice now today, a lot of stuff doesn't come paper. You can barely get a paper check now. You know, that's rare if you can get a paper check. You know, you used to have to sign on the back of it, go to the bank, to the teller, and actually walk up and you know, you either deposit it or, you know, deposited a portion of it and get, you know, whatever else back. You know what I'm saying? And then they had all these check cashing places around here too, where, you know, them damn Ishmaelites was getting down on Jake. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, like I said, again, it went from this to, let me see, I probably could have, let me just put in food stamps now. Okay, so they got the food stamps, but here you go right here. Like, you know, they got what they call a bridge card or a snap card. It could be called something different, you know what I'm saying, in your state, depends on where you are. But the thing of it is look at the next level. Okay, but anyway, yeah, like I said, you can see what it is right here. You got what they call a bridge card, right? So they went from the paper to this card, which is digital, and they're gonna, you know, basically they're gonna take it a step further. They're gonna go from this to let's put this in. And it's nothing for them to do it. See, people are all acting like, you know, this is not going to come or this is not going to happen. But it's nothing for them to do that, man. Let's put in chip. I'm just going to put in like chip payment. Let me just put under skin, maybe. I'm not sure what they exactly put in, but hey, this thing is already in play. See? Now, they're going to go from what we just saw, the paper, food stamps, the booklets, because I can remember being a kid growing up, and those booklets, what people would do is you could only use those food. It was just like money, but you could only use it for food. So what did people do? What did Jake do? Jake got slick. Jake would send the kids to the store, or they would do it themselves. You know, but they send all the kids to the store with $1 a piece or $5 bill a piece or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, they would give you stamps back, so to speak, but in the coins, they would give you actual real coins back. So what we used to do was go to the store, and we would grab like something for a dime, a quarter, something like that. So they would have to give you actually 75-cent, quarters back, real money. But now if you bought something with a $5 bill, food stamp wise, they would give you 4 of those brown dollar ones back, and it would still be food stamps, but they would give you also quarters. So that's why, but Jake was just trying to get over, and Jake was pretty much trying to get cash out of it, or they would sell the books. So say like if you got a $65 book, they would actually sell it to somebody and say, hey man, just give me $30 in cash, $35 in cash, and then you was getting like $65 worth of food for $30. And that's, Jake started to abuse it, and Esau caught on, and then Esau tried to implement a new system, which was the snap card that I just showed, right? Now Jake is actually abusing this food stamp card, right? They're actually abusing this one. So like I said again, the person just sent me the text, and I seen it. I'm like, well, damn, who the fuck is this? I don't even know who this is. You know what I'm saying? And so it dawned on me. I'm like, well, you know what? Let me just do a lesson on this, man, because it just took me back into the days when Jake was doing the exact same thing with the paper booklets. So now, like I said again, this is what it's going to come down to. And as you can see, what are these people doing right here? What are they doing? See? What are they doing right here? What are they doing with this cashless payment thing, man? You see that? So this is what it's going to come to. You see? Because they can easily say, hey, we're going to get rid of all this waste. We're going to get rid of all this fraud. We're going to get rid of, this abuse of taxpayers' money, so to speak. And then they're going to be like, hey, if you want to get down with us, you want something, you want these food stamps to continue, then you're going to have to, hey, come and get this chip in you, man. And they're going to mandate it. It's going to be like this. If you want this, this is the only way you're going to be able to get it. And that is going to be just that. They're going to want you to come and get that charagma. So you got these camps that's running around out here talking about, it's not the mark of the beast. It's not the money system. Well, how the hell are you going to be able to buy or sell with Christianity and all these other different things that they're talking about? You see? What they going to, how you going to be able to buy or sell? It's going to be possible to. This man is going to implement that thing, man. And if you want to eat, you're going to have to get that shit. It's not going to believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, of course, because we believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We believe that he's going to be the one that's going to take care of us. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to just kind of show this and bring this up. Don't mean to, rant or anything, but, we got to set things up to show what's going on. But this is Revelation 13 and 16. Okay, and it reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So there's not going to be no buying or selling, man, without that thing, man. There's not going to be no more selling food stamps. There's not going to be no more, hey, my food stamps just clicked in. You know what I'm saying? You want to, because people, hey, Jake, and that's the reason why, Jake, man, see, Esau see Jake and they doing that type of shit. And they just look at Jake like, you sorry, lazy, slouching bastards, man. And Jake be messing themselves over. And then, you know, they'll sell all the food stamps. They don't have anything within 2 weeks because they're not even buying money. They're not buying food with that money, with that cash that they're getting for it. They're disregarding the children. They don't care about the babies. You know, they just going to get cash, going to get their dope, going to get their weed, going to get their blunts, going to get whatever they need to get, you know, to get high, getting their party on. The kids are still hungry, and they're going to get rid of all that shit, man. And they're going to make Jake come walk their asses down to wherever and hold them hands out and let them push that needle into their asses, man. You know? Same way they done with that roll up your sleeve hookup. You know, for that thing. And it's coming back again too. But anyway, you're not gonna be able to buy or sell, man. So when you go off into this word mark, it goes off into charagma, man. And I just seen, I passed something too. It's like somebody had it out on the curb. I guess they was gonna throw it away, but it was like a nice little fencing system with the little pegs, where they had like the basically like palisades or like stakes. They was like, you know, connected to wire, like you roll it out and you just tap them in the ground. And I seen that and it reminded me of it because that's what it is. It's like a point, a sharpened point on the end of it. And it's meant to, you know, basically tap into the ground, so to speak, and mark off territory or mark off property. And that's what this charagma is going to be. They're trying to make you Jake into perpetual property, man. These so-called white people about to get down on y'all asses. Y'all better wake the hell up. Matter of fact, let's go into the word buy. That word buy is agorazo in the Greek. It says to be in the marketplace, to attend it, to do business there, buy or sell. See, there you go. Of idle people to haunt the marketplace, lounge there. So you can clearly see, let me see, it says properly to go to market. Buy. Go to market for what? What do you do when you go to a market? You're either buying something. Now, when you think of a flea market or any type of market, really, you can supermarket, whatever, you're going there to buy something. Now, they have places where you could, barter or buy, barter stuff off and stuff like that. But anyway, let's go back and let's get the word sell. Salakia. Let's get this word sell, this poleo, G4453. It says to barter. See? To sell. So that they're gonna cut in. See, you might be able to, go next doors and say, hey, well, or even deal with somebody in it, at a meeting place and say, hey, I got bananas. Would you like to trade off for potatoes? I got apples. Would you like to trade? So that's a barter when you're trading off. And, a lot of that is going to go on because there's going to be people that's going to be like, hey, I need sugar. Here's a certain amount of salt or whatever. But it's going to come to a point where Esau, he's going to want to cut all that off. It's not going to be comfortable for you to actually go out here and matter of fact, keep food in your home. It's not going to be comfortable, man, when this man implements this system. Unless you get down with him. That's the only way. It's the only way. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like a, like a Focus Hope. We got Focus Hope here. I'm not sure what they call it. And, maybe a city that, where, they do it at a lot of churches here too. Where you're able to roll up. And I be seeing lines long as hell. There's 2 churches, 3 or 4 churches around me that, Jake not going to praise the Lord. They're not going to seek out the Lord, man. They going to Esau for his dainties, basically. But they go to these churches, and I'm telling you, the line be long as shit. You in your car, people sitting there burning damn gas, as expensive as it is, and they roll up, they get their box of food, they get their ration. Do that, I'm not sure, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, I'm not sure, but I see it all the time. And I mean, it's lines that I wouldn't have the patience to kind of like wait in unless I really need it. I'm not gonna front. Like, them lines be long as shit. The cars be, a mile back, you know what I'm saying? And they be zigzagging around the blocks and around the corners, right? But anyway, let's go up into this word, charagma, or the word salakia, mark right here. And see, as you can see, it says charagma. G5480, right? So they're going to want to mark you. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark, right? On the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And there's multiple Antichrists. There's not just this one guy that's coming. Oh yeah, we only got that. Okay, yeah. B, it says the mark branded upon horses. So why would you brand something upon a horse? To let the people know this is my property. These are my horses. And I went into this before. It took a lot of skill for a man to, basically a smith, which would, burn or melt metal or iron and actually make the imprintation for owner, because everybody had to have a different mark. You know what I'm saying? So if your name was, John Smith, then you would probably have a J and an S. If another person's name was maybe James Smith, he would maybe need an extra letter or something like that. You know what I'm saying? To keep, so they had their own way of their own signature brand. It's no difference than, like brands that you see right now, as far as like, say, like for instance, you got Kellogg's, you got Ford, you got Chrysler, you got McDonald's, you got Burger King, you got all these people got their own brand, their own logo. That's the way that it would have been back then, except for they was forging iron and putting it in the hot, heat and making it heated to the point of being orange, and then they would, they would stick it on the animal. They would have to have that animal situated, holding that animal strong. You know what I'm saying? Because that burn, that shit hurt. And those animals would, kind of buck up and go a little bit wild. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a branding system. So, number 2, it says things carved, sculpture, graving work of idolatrous images. Okay, so they have a scratch or etching stamp as a badge of servitude. And that's pretty much what it's going to come down to, because you're going to be a damn servant. You're going to be a straight servant, man. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much about what's coming to play. People are going to become a full-fledged servant when they take this thing, man, because you're not going to be able to do anything, man, unless you have that shit. You're going to be in basically full-fledged servitude if you take that, because you're going to be a servant to them. Because you're not going to be able to do anything unless you have it. You know what I'm saying? Your total dependence is going to be upon these people, man. And that's something that you don't want to get into. And let's get 14 and 9, Revelation 14 and 9. And it reads, it says, Revelation 14, 9, and and it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you allow this man to put something underneath your skin, a RFID chip, or you're gonna be through, and there's you're not gonna be able to take that shit out and be like, I just used it for the time period or the time being, and now and now I've taken it out of me. You know what I'm saying? So Lord, please accept me. No, you take that shit, you're gonna be through. The Lord gonna deal with you in a serious manner. Matter of fact, let's get Revelation 16 and 2, and this man is moving on this real fast. Revelation 16 and 2, and it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. See that? So see, you got these groups out here talking about, it's not the RFID chip, but how is Christianity going to give you a noise? Matter of fact, in the NLT, it says a malignant sore. How are you going to get a sore on your skin basically from Christianity? or an embargo, or what they say. This guy Tazariak, I think is his name, Captain Tazariak. He says that what the hell he say? Some silly. It's so silly. I can't even repeat it, man. Really. But you got these groups. They're not explaining that this is an actual physical thing that's going to be happening, where they're going to implement this shit underneath your skin, and it's going to be within you, and it's going to be just like the you tap and pay with your phone, or tap and pay with your card. Except that shit going to be in you. That's coming, man. That's coming. I just seen and see these younger Jake. See, they don't remember you Jake. I know y'all don't remember that booklet of food stamps, but this man, he's coming with this thing, man, because I just seen a younger Jake, at the auto spot. I needed a headlamp, for my truck or whatever. And he was in the line, you know what I'm saying? And he was trying, to pay. He eventually had to whip out his card, but he was trying to pay from his iPhone. And I'm not sure if it was on him or if it was on a system in the store, but that's what he was doing. And the way he was tapping it on top of the thing, and it just, I seen like this is the third thing that I seen today that just reminded me of this Karagma, man, this steak. It's Palisade, basically, man. You see what I'm saying? So this is going to be something that's going to be implemented physically, man. Don't listen to these groups. I ran into a Hebrew Israelite in Walmart the other day. He was telling me that he didn't think that it was going to be, he said that he straight thought that it was going to be Christianity. I said, well, if it's Christianity, I said, well, shit, there's billions of people got it already. It's billions of Christians. And then we kicked it for a minute, and I told him, I said, well, the only way to see, they want total control. I told him, hey, they want total control, bro. They're not going to be able to get total control, with just Christianity. You know what I'm saying? It's all different types of religions out here. What about the Muslims? What, is not going to apply to them? What about the people that believe in Buddhism or Hinduism and all these other different religions? What about them? It can't just be a Christianity. It's going to be something physical, man, because they're going to have total control over the money system, because there's not going to be no dollars to spend, basically. They're going to get rid of the dollars the same way that they got rid of those food stamp booklets. Matter of fact, let's go back into it. And I'm going to end out. I'm not going to keep it long, but let's go back into this. Let's see if we can back up. Here, we're right here. They went from this to this card right here. That's simple. They went from these food stamps that you see right here in the background to this card, and this card is going to go to, that implementation into your hand, man, or your forehead, however they try and pull it off. So just know that this is going to be a physical thing, man. This is not going to be something spiritual. It's not going to be something that, it's going to be something that you're going to have, because you're going to have to, basically, it's going to be a choice that's got to be made. It's going to be a choice that's got to be made. You're going to have to make a choice. You're going to choose that. You're going to have to choose that. They're not going to force it on you. They're not going to hold you down and put it in you. They're not going to do any of that. I seen a movie that they was fronting, they had with the chip, thingy. And they was basically trying to make it seem as if it was being, it was being forced on people. No, the way that they're going to do it is they're going to be like, they're going to see just how hungry you really are. Are you hungry enough to serve me? Servitude. Are you thirsty enough to serve me? Servitude. You see? And then also in that movie, it was called Rumors of War. And also in that, I think it came out around 2014, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, also in there, the people that had actually took that chip, they were showing them cutting it out of their hands like it just made this difference. Like, oh, yeah, I cut it out. I know, I didn't know before. But, nah, it's not going to be like that. You're not going to have that opportunity to cut nothing out of your hand. You're going to, if you take that shit, Revelation 14:9 is going to come into play. You're going to be tormented, man, with that fire and brimstone. So it is what it is on that, man. I didn't want to keep the lesson long. I just seen that text. That text came through. I'm like, who the fuck is this? They like, are you the same person that I sold food stamps to before? I'm like, shit, you better use them damn food stamps to get you some canned goods. Load your damn pantries up with what's about to come. The hell out of here. You out here trying to sell food stamps. So they going to get rid of all that corruption, man. They're going to get rid of all that fraud. And Jake going to try and find a whole new way. What they going to do next with the movie like with Justin Timberlake, if you've ever seen that, End Time, where you're going to be able to grab onto somebody's forearm and grab their hands and transfer some of your funds over to them. Nah, it ain't going to be like that, man. And soon as that comes in, it's not gonna be no long standoff, man, with this thing, man. Once that shit start to happen, the Lord, yeah, how about H.I.M, man, is gonna be making the moves, man, to destroy this man, taking this man completely out of power. So I wanted to just touch on that. I pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwam Yashala.